Hey, what's up guys? Phil here from Inspire Fitness. So today we have an awesome recipe for you guys. We got Bibimbap. My mom is going to be helping me out making this dish. She's been making this dish for years for me, and we wanted to make it a little more macro friendly, and we're going to learn how to change the macros from this to this. So let's get cooking up, guys. So the ingredient list will be down in the description below, so make sure you get everything before you start this recipe. So first we got Korean chili paste or gochujang, and we got 3 tablespoons. 4 tablespoons of good old-fashioned water. 2 tablespoons of monk fruit sweetener, 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, 3/4 of a cup of white or brown rice, half of a Korean style zucchini, or any zucchini really works here. 1 or 2 cucumbers, you could decide how many you want here. We love cucumbers, so we decided to go for 2. 3/4 of a peeled carrot, 1 whole bell pepper, 2 mushrooms, anything really goes here. You could even use enoki mushrooms, 2 things of lettuce, a cup of bean sprouts, or 2 if you really like bean sprouts. And to finish things off, we got around 2 cups of spinach. So there's a lot of preparation that goes into bibimbap. You gotta get this mandolin. It's gonna make your life so much easier when you make this. Try to use a guard if you can, because you know I've done this before and I almost sliced my finger. My mom here is a trained professional. She's been making this for years, so she doesn't really need one. But for you, maybe take it easy and try to get a hand guard. So the only 2 vegetables we're going to use on the mandolin is going to be the cucumber and the carrot. Everything else we're going to chop by hand. So it's pretty obvious that my mom is way better than me at cooking, and she's really the one that taught me everything I know. So, she has an awesome method where she kind of gets the bell pepper and she takes out all the white parts and all the seeds, and she flattens it with 2 fingers and she slices through it to make these little nice kind of strings, and it goes really well with the dish. So up next we got the zucchini. For me, this is my favorite vegetable out of everything we have today. It adds a really nice crunch and a lot of great texture to the dish without that many calories. And you can cut them really however you want. My mom likes to cut them into circles at first, and then when she's kind of done with that, she likes to split the circles in half and go for like these kind of rectangle shapes like that are kind of like strips. I really like that. It really retains its bite, but sometimes I like it kind of like, all over the place. You don't have to be too neat with it. Up next we got the mushrooms. If you guys meal prep or like cook a lot of vegetables, you know that mushrooms are really satisfying to cut. There's just something about them that just is like so rewarding when you kind of make them into perfect little strips. So let's start off by marinating certain vegetables. First up, we got the mushrooms. We're going to be using 1 tablespoon of soy sauce here. Like I see in a lot of my other videos, the better your soy sauce, the better the dish is going to take. So try to get some, premium soy sauce here. And up next, we got 1/4 a teaspoon of sesame oil. This stuff's really good for you, but it still contains a lot of fat as it is an oil. So we want to save up on those macros by putting maybe just a 1/2 teaspoon, where regularly they would put maybe 2 tablespoons here. So you just want to mix it up. Some vegetables we're going to leave raw, some vegetables we're going to marinate just like the mushrooms. So up next, we're going to pan fry up the carrots that we cut up from earlier. We also put the zucchini in here, but we forgot to film it, unfortunately. But yeah, just pan fry the carrots and the zucchini together. You could even do it together. We did it separately just for the sake of demonstration, but we just used Pam and some salt, and that's all it really takes. So now we got the bean sprouts. You want to cook it in some boiling water for around 3 minutes. This is going to help it really go well with all the other ingredients that we put in here. So as soon as they're done cooking, you want to put it in an ice bath or some really cold water, and what this does is it really helps it kind of retain its texture and its color, as we want it to be really vibrant as we put it into the bibimbap. So we're going to do the same with the spinach. We're going to boil it for 3 minutes and we're going to shock it in an ice bath. Same concept here. We want to make sure it retains its color and retains its texture. So now you just want to drain the water out of these. What this does is that if there is too much water in the spinach, it kind of seeps into the rest of the dish, and it doesn't taste good because it makes everything all soggy and all kind of watery. So you want to make this dry, and you want to make sure that it accepts the marinade and it's not just too wet. So what my mom does is she unfurls it and she kind of just cuts through it and makes it nice little bite-sized pieces. So now it's time to season the bean sprouts. Pretty simple here. We're just going to use some garlic. You could choose how much you like. We chose to do like 1 teaspoon, and then just going to season it with a little bit of salt. Usually the recipe calls for 2 more tablespoons of sesame oil here, which is going to add a lot more fat to the dish. So we just chose to marinate with like really awesome and just simple ingredients, garlic and salt. So that marks the end of all the vegetables. Now let's take care of the chicken breast. My mom has a really awesome recipe here. We have it on the channel here, but we did it for bulgogi or for beef, but you can also do it for chicken, which is going to be like this bulgogi chicken, and it's kind of unique to our family and what we do. It's not really, you don't really see this in Korean restaurants, but yeah, this is a great way to eat your chicken breast. It's super flavorful and has half the calories than it usually does. So after you marinate it for around maybe 30 minutes in the bulgogi marinade, make sure to just pan fry it on the grill. And yeah, it's pretty simple. You just want to kind of make sure that all the white bits are cooked, and you want to flip it and just don't touch it until you see those white bits kind of creep up. If you guys want a more comprehensive, detailed description on how you can make the best chicken breast, make sure to check out our other video about teriyaki chicken. So now it's time to make our sauce, which is really this gochujang kind of base, and this is really what makes bibimbap, right? It's that spicy, sweet flavor that really goes well with all that rice, all those marinated vegetables, and you gotta really take care of your sauce if you want a really good bibimbap dish. So into the bowl, we already put around maybe 5 to 6 tablespoons of gochujang, but if you're making a single serving of this, just go for 3 tablespoons with 1 tablespoon of water. And if you want to get that sweetness in without any extra sugar in this dish, you just want to use some monk fruit sweetener. This stuff is magic, guys. There's no calories in this, but somehow they managed to put some sweetness into this. So we use around 2 tablespoons, so you should use around 1 if you're going for a single serving. We use 1 teaspoon of garlic, but if you're going for a single serving, go for a half teaspoon, or else you're just gonna taste garlic because it's really pungent when it's, when it's raw. So just mix it up, and it's gonna turn more into this sauce rather than a paste, and it's gonna go really well with the bibimbap, and it's gonna taste so delicious, guys. So now it's time for my favorite part of the video. We're just going to be plating it up. You don't have to use like a big bowl like us, but remember one thing, we did this for 2 people because me and my mom were both eating. So we have a really big bowl, so just cut the portion sizes in half. It'll be all in the description down below. We'll have the correct measurements for just a single serving of bibimbap. So this dish is so amazing, and what makes it so great is that some vegetables are marinated and cooked while others are just kind of left raw, and I think that's the beauty of it, right? So for example, we have the cucumber, the lettuce, and the bell pepper. They're all going to be raw, and those are great raw because they just add a bunch of freshness to the dish, and not too much flavor but a lot of texture. But as for the bean sprouts, the spinach, and the zucchini, for example, we want to make sure that those are cooked because those can be a little overbearing when they're raw. And when they're marinated and cooked, and the mushrooms as well, it just really makes this awesome flavor, and you can really taste the sesame oil in this, and it's just one of the best ways to get your vegetables in, and it's just a really overall balanced meal in general. So that is really it for the recipe, guys. Up to this point, the whole dish was vegan, so if you want to keep it that way, just make sure to take out the egg and don't add the chicken breast. But yeah, if you liked the video, feel free to like and subscribe. If you made this for yourself, please let us know by tagging us on either Instagram or YouTube. It would really mean the world for us if you guys tried it out and let us know your experience with the dish. So let us know what other kind of foods you guys would like. Obviously, we're Korean, and we're good at making Korean food, so we want to try out other recipes, and we would be more than happy to make it macro friendly for you guys. So yeah, hope to see you in the next video.